Hi, I'm Jade, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, we're going to do a very elegant spinach stuffed tenderloin, and I'm going to show you the easy steps that it takes to make this fabulous meal. So, why don't we go ahead with step one. Now, I've taken the liberty of having a 2-pound tenderloin pounded out. Now, I like pounding them out myself because, you know, sometimes after those long days of work, you really do need some form of outlet for your frustrations. What I like to do is pound these out myself, and it's very simple. Go ahead and pick up a cutting board from any dollar store. You can get 2 for $1, pretty inexpensive. You have a mallet. Now, mallets you can get anywhere, but if you don't have a mallet, you can also use a cast iron frying pan or any kind of heavy frying pan. But let's show you, basically give you an example of what I've done. Just pound it. And what this does is it flattens the meat, so it cooks, it shortens your cooking time. So now that we have our meat all flattened out, we're going to add all our ingredients so that we can now stuff it. And it's pretty simple. Again, it's called spinach stuffed tenderloin, so we're going to start with spinach and egg. And you want to make sure that your spinach is thawed and you strain all the water out of it. You don't want to have any water left in there. Add your garlic. You're going to add roasted red peppers. They give a lot of color and a lot of flavor. Let's get that mixed up. It's looking almost Christmassy. We have sage and fennel seed. And I didn't know this, but fennel is the flavor. Sage and fennel are the flavors you find in sausage. So you may not know what they are by name, but you're very familiar with the flavor. Oh, we got that all mixed up. Now I'm going to add some cream cheese. We're going to go ahead and just smush that in there. Smush is a pretty technical term in the kitchen, but we just want to go ahead and get that all incorporated. Use your fork, no big deal. And with that, I'm going to add cheddar cheese. Oops, and a Parmesan cheese. Pretty simple. So let's get that all incorporated. Now that we got all the ingredients mixed together, we want to season the meat just lightly. Sprinkle a little salt and pepper. Always keep this around in the kitchen, by the stove, or by anywhere you're cooking. I like having it in small bowls. It keeps me from having to look for a shaker. Now, and we're going to also season the outside once we roll it up. So, here we go. Now, when you put your filling in, you want to make sure that you leave an edge because you don't want your filling to spread out. You don't want it to ooze out at the end. So, let's get that in there. See? Kind of pretty. Alright. There we go. And all you have to do now, and see, I have my rings on. All you have to do now is just roll. Roll it tight. It's like a big, humongous cigar. Don't worry about if you have holes in it, because as you roll it, it's going to cover up. Okay, let's slide it back there a little bit. Good guy. There we go. I'm going to shape it a little bit. Now, got that all done, got your meat all rolled up. We're going to get some twine. Plain old kitchen twine. If you don't have any twine, you can't find it, you can always go to the hardware store and they'll always have it. And I would say for a roast this big, it's about the length of my forearm. I'm going to cut about 4 pieces. You want to make sure that you securely tie your pork so that it doesn't open up during cooking, because the filling is going to expand. You know what? I'm going to cut one more piece just in case. Now, this is probably the trickiest part. Just tying something by yourself. Other than that, I'm sure you agree, this is a pretty easy recipe. Now, I stick a little bow on there because I'm really not good with knots. You want to do the ends first because you want to make sure that none of your stuffing is going to seep out while you tie the ones in the middle. Okay. And you don't have to worry about the twine burning. It just cooks. I'm pretty sure it absorbs the juices from the meat, and that keeps it from burning. Guess we don't need 5. We'll go with 4. So, got it all tied up. Get rid of that. We're going to add a little seasoning to the top of it before we put it in our pan. Alright, so let's take our pan, and if you don't have a pan like this, you can always use just a normal pan with a rack. You know those racks that you use to cool your cookies and cakes? You can use that too. Don't have to spray it with oil or anything. Just want to make sure that it's big enough to support your meat. And we're just going to gently lift it up, put it on there. Let's get this out of the way. And my last step is I'm going to make sure that I season the outside. You always need to make sure that you season the outside. Slippery fingers. So you can use salt and pepper, you can use garlic, you can use all kind of herbs. I like using a steak rub because that way you know you have a lot of bold flavors. And just want to push those in there. I'll throw just a little bit more. My husband likes a lot of seasoning. And, okay, then we're just going to put it in the oven. Oven's already been preheated to 375. And we're going to bake that for about 30 minutes. Remember, in the kitchen, it's all about love. So take some time to share the love.